Call to order the meeting of the Gun Barrel City EDC, scheduled for November the 14th, 2023 at 6 p.m., held at the Gun Barrel City Council Chambers at 1716 West Main Street, Gun Barrel City, Texas. Establishing a quorum. To my left.
Burson, yes.
Rankin here.
Key here.
Damiano here.
Ligon here.
Bond here.
We have a quorum. I'd like to ask us to take a moment of silence. Let's salute the flag for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Stephen, do we have anybody that signed up to speak tonight? Okay. Let's move on to item number 2. Discuss, take action to finally approve the audit firm for 2023-2024. Do we have a motion for that?
I make a motion that we discuss and take action to approve an audit firm for the FY 2023 and 2024.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Bond and seconded by Mr. Burson. Any comments or discussion?
I'm assuming the company we're going to go with is the DLA.
This group,
In our packet.
you know, the DLA, they're the ones the city's gone with, and they've given us a good bid, and this is for more than 1 year, actually. We look at this, and I think it's for a 3-year period, which is typically what's done when you do these audits. You hire somebody to do the audits for 2 to 3 years. Doing it on a 1-year basis is kind of an oddity. I've never seen that before, but they've given us a good bid, and they have to audit based on the standard terms and the required terms and the governmental required terms. So, any other questions?
Yeah, I do. And this is a curiosity question. I'm assuming that the city, well, if we're using the same firm as the city used.
And we did that this year.
I'm assuming that they went out for bid and that there are no local firms that are qualified or available
We had 2 firms bid,
locally or?
this one and the one we had last year.
Okay,
And the one we had last year, we had a few problems with.
yeah. No, and I fully agree with that. I was just wondering if there were any local firms that were qualified or
There's
decided to bid on it, to be honest with you.
There's nobody that's bid that does audits. There's very few
Okay.
firms that will do an audit. That's it's pretty involved and requires a bigger staff than I think what we've got here as local firms. We've got our accountant now didn't want to do it.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you.
We also do have an updated letter to Mr. Key as opposed to the one that was in your packet, but we needed to get a copy of it in your packet while I was waiting on the letter addressed to Mr. Key. So we do have, he will sign an updated letter that is addressed to him.
Any other comments or questions? You had something, Keith? Did you say you had another question?
Angie answered it because I was just wondering if it didn't need to say Roy instead of Rainey.
Yeah.
So she answered the question.
Just needed to get it in your packet.
This is just something we had to look at in the beginning, but yeah, there's a letter coming that's going to make it all right and it'll be signed and engage them. Okay, let's ready to take a vote. Voting to my left.
I don't think he put it in the motion.
I make a motion that we accept the bid from DLA as presented for the fiscal year 2023, 2024, and 2025.
Have a second?
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Bond, a second by Ms. Rankin to accept this bid for the audit for the year 2024 through the end of the contract period. To my left,
Burson, yes.
Rankin, yes.
Key, yes.
Damiano, yes.
Ligon, yes.
Bond, yes.
Motion carries. Donald L. Allen CPA will be our group that does our audit. Let's move to item number 3, discuss, takes action to form a bylaw review committee. To have a motion.
I'll make a motion to form a bylaw review committee based on our vice president's suggestions.
Second.
Yeah, I'll second.
Motion by Ms. Rankin, second by Mr. Damiano, to discuss or take action to form the bylaw review committee. Any discussion or questions at this point? I agree that the way it's laid out, this is something that Keith is over. It's set forth in our bylaws that he does it. And I believe we're looking for 2 more to be on this group. So do we have any nominations or anybody that's interested in being in this group?
Keith, are you not appointing the committee?
I can do it by appointment, or we can do it by volunteer. If anybody has an interest in reviewing the bylaws, amending them as necessary,
Okay.
speak forward, or I will.
I'm going to formally turn that over to you, Keith, to,
Anybody, we need 2 more board members to fulfill the committee.
I would like to volunteer.
Okay?
So would I. But I do have a question, Keith. Okay?
Yes.
And this is just for the knowledge of everybody on the board. The previous EDC started something like this. Did they ever start it?
it was tabled.
It was tabled?
It was
Okay.
tabled because they were waiting for the new group to come in.
Okay.
And then we had a new director come in, so it never did get picked up again. We're doing that now. This is fallout from our working group the other day.
Brian Kroll had started it, and I believe he and Kate Weller agreed. Indeed, we're all 3 on it, and they agreed to postpone it until because the board members were coming up.
No, that makes sense. And the only other question I have is, I'm assuming we're working off of a previously approved version of the bylaws?
We've got a copy of the 2019. There's 2 different versions of it. There's one that's accepted. There was one that the prior board, before any of us were on it, had done back in 2019. And so we've got I've got copies of the 2013, the 2019, 2021, a revised 2021, and a signed 2021 that we can work with. Or if we want to go out and look and see what other EDCs might have, we might ask Angie what Rowlett has, or we may we don't have to use what we've got.
No,
But it's a start.
I understand Buda is a very good EDC in the way they're putting things together, so that's something we leave to you to do.
I'm happy to get you guys some options if you want to look at what other folks do as well.
Yes, that would.
Yeah, I
that's
guess
always helpful.
I guess what I'm kind of asking is, because I had heard that there were 2 versions running around.
Right.
And I guess we probably should start by reconciling the 2 versions. Does that make sense? Or?
That makes sense. One was approved by the EDC board, and the other was approved by the council at the time.
Okay, that's fine. I appreciate it. Thank you.
And we'll work from there. But I'll get with y'all, and we'll set up a time and a date. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think these are also open to the public.
They are.
So that we'll do the meeting and do all the paperwork necessary.
Okay.
And we'll put that out and post the notifications.
So I make a motion that we accept Linda
That's what I was,
and Gary's request to join the review, bylaw review committee.
Bylaw review. We have a second?
Second.
Motion by Mr. Bond, second by Mr. Jay. So vote to my left.
Person, yes.
Rankin, yes.
Key, yes.
Damiano, yes.
Ligon, yes.
Bond, yes.
Motion carries, and we'll put together a timeline, and we want to look at setting a due date on this thing. We'll work together on that. Good deal. Item number 4, discuss, take action to approve the September 2023 financials. Do I have a motion to discuss the 2023 financials?
I'll make a motion to accept the September 2023 financials.
I'll second that.
Ms. Rankin made the motion to discuss the
To accept.
the September 23 financials, and Mr. Damiano seconds. To my left?
Person, yes.
Rankin, yes.
Key, yes.
Damiano, yes.
There was no discussion.
Discussion.
Ligon, yes.
Bond, yes.
So we're not adopting it at this point. We're going to discuss it.
Well, I had said accept.
She said
I did say accept.
We're going to open it up for discussion.
I changed my motion.
You want to amend your motion? You amend it to say discuss?
I will amend my motion to say to discuss and take action to approve the September 2023 financial.
Gary, you second?
I did.
All right. Now then, to my left.
Person, yes.
Rankin, yes.
Key, yes.
Damiano, yes.
Ligon, yes.
Bond, yes.
Okay, let me follow that up with a motion. I make a motion that we accept the financials as presented.
Second?
Second.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Mr. Damiano makes a motion to accept the September 2023 financials. Mr. Burson seconds that motion. Vote to my left.
Person, yes.
Rankin, yes.
Key, yes.
Damiano, yes.
Ligon, yes.
Bond, yes.
Motion carries. Item number 5, discuss, take action to approve a maintenance agreement between Gun Barrel City and the Gun Barrel City EDC. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion that we discuss the document in question.
Second.
Have a motion by Mr. Damiano, a second by Mr. Ligon.
Yes.
Vote to my left to discuss. Vote to my left.
Person, yes.
Rankin, yes.
Key, yes.
Damiano, yes.
Ligon, yes.
Bond, yes.
Open the floor for discussion. I first want to say that I have a fundamental disagreement with the wording and what it says. I think we're going to have to do some more investigation and some changes. The problem I have is the EDC doesn't own that property anymore. That property is owned by Pier 334 LLC, which the operating company for that LLC is YNS. So the $10,000 agreement, I in good conscience can't approve that at this point, and I won't approve it at this point.
If I may add, I agree with you. The other piece of it is I didn't remember what the Church Street property was,
Yeah.
and so I drove out there, took a look at it, and asked some questions, or looked up some questions. And I came out with the fact that that property is about 1.5 acres. It's valued at about $130,000. Not sure if it's on the market right now or not, but I understand it was at one time. I also understand it's not zoned as anything.
I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah, this is what I found out, and this is just for general information for everybody.
Gary,
Yes, ma'am.
regarding that land, we bought that because the assisted living was going in adjacent to it across from Silverleaf.
Yep.
And they were going to put phase 2 on that piece of property we bought. And because of the situation with the project moving forward, they didn't build. And
Project moving forward, meaning Silverleaf?
no, the assisted living.
Okay, oh, the assisted living, okay.
Since that project did not move forward, then we were left with the piece of land that was going to be phase 2 that they were going to purchase.
Okay, okay.
And to answer your question, we did have an offer. We haven't had it actively on the market, but we did have an offer for someone to buy that piece of property that was at an offer well below the market value, and we're prohibited from taking that.
Yeah, and the only reason I brought that piece up is because I'd been on the EDC before, I wasn't aware of where it was and what it was valued at today. So I figured everybody should know that, to be honest with you. Particularly the size of it, it's about 1.5 acres. So what, the motion was to open it up for discussion.
Well,
Which we did.
That also begs the question, how much of that is attributable to that piece of property, which we do have responsibility for, and how much of it, of the 10,000 is attributable to what's going on over at
Big Chief.
Big Chief?
That is true.
And
In my understanding that this contract or this agreement was taken from the previous year's contract, am I right or wrong on that?
Yes.
yes, as a matter of fact, if you look at it closely, it's got 2022, 2023 on there, that it expires October the 31st of 2023.
Okay. If nobody, okay, discussion, we had discussion. All I can think of is that we either close the discussion or vote to accept this or table it.
We do have a motion to table this until we can further discuss it and dissect this thing and get a better understanding.
You do?
Mr. Damiano makes a motion to table. Second?
I second it.
Mr. Burson seconds. To my left,
Discussion.
any discussion on that?
Well, I would like to throw this out there. What if we made a motion to go back and revise it instead of tabling it? Make a motion to revise the maintenance agreement?
Wouldn't tabling it automatically demand a revision?
Yeah, well,
Not necessarily. It comes back up.
Okay.
we won't be approving anything, but we'll be putting it out for us to look at. And on our record, we're
But
saying we're
we
going to.
need someone that's going to revise it.
Okay. Linda, let me,
I'm going to take care of that, so
Linda, let me do something,
yes,
okay?
you should table it.
Linda, let me do something. Let me withdraw my motion, if you don't mind,
Sure.
and make another motion that we put that, not that we table it, but that we go back and have discussions about it and bring it back at another meeting
And I
with
think,
a new document.
I think it would be a good subject for a working group as well.
Does that make sense to everybody? I guess.
Yes.
So what will your motion be?
That we have the president of the EDC go back and have a conversation with the city and come up with a new agreement.
Second?
Second.
Voting to my left, or any discussion on that particular motion?
We voting now?
Yeah.
Burson, yes.
Rankin, yes.
Key, yes.
Damiano, yes.
Ligon, yes.
Bond, yes.
And so that we have it clear on the record, I'll be going and working on getting this thing straightened out with the city manager and with the Henderson County EDC, and trying to just get the property in the right names so that we don't have this issue of the EDC owning that land. Any other items that need discussion? I have a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second.
Without objection, we are adjourned. Thank you.